What it do, folk? It's your girl Nene, back at it once again to give you my personal thoughts and views on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Now, this is Sisters Season 7, Episode 8. It was called, I'm looking at my notes, Pins and Needles. Let's get to it. First thing first, before we get started, a little housekeeping. If you're new to my channel, hello. Welcome to my channel. If you're not new to my channel, welcome back. Either way you look at it, your girl needs more views. Your girl needs more subscribers. I'm trying to monetize this channel, okay? Trying to get it going, okay? So with that being said, excuse me, I need you to like this show, this review, like this video, share. Also hit that notification bell so you are notified when I'm uploading new videos. But again, like I said, this is just my thoughts, little chuckle, little ha-ha on Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 7, Episode 8, Pins and Needles. Okay? So, how do I want to do this? I guess I will do least climactic, because everybody's storyline today was necessary. So I would say least climactic. So we'll do Sabrina. Yeah, let's do Sabrina and Danny together. Okay. So it starts off with Sabrina bumping into Karen at the hospital / fertility clinic. But okay, like it was so cool to see the outside of the hospital, and it was Grady, but they went inside and they had another name. But okay. But anyway, so she's doing the whole freezing of her eggs. She bumps into Karen. Karen tells her why she's there at the appointment. We'll get into that later on. Danny goes back to therapy. She said that her life is a whole wreck. Reason why her life is a whole wreck is because her boyfriend Tony, children are with him indefinitely, and she's not too cool about that. She's never thought about being a mom, yet alone a stepmom. But she's very afraid that her worst case. So the therapist said, "Give me the worst case scenario when it comes to Tony and his children." And she said she gave all of these big, drawn out, theatrical possibilities. But what really panned out is that she thinks her and Tony not going to be together. And that she's going to get attached to the children. I didn't hear her say attached to Tony. Attached to the children. And then they'll be out her life because they already have a mother. And that they'll try to get their mom and dad back together. So I'm curious, has Danny ever dated somebody with children and got attached, and then next thing you know, they wasn't together no more? Kind of curious about that. Later on, Danny and Sabrina meet up. Danny meets Sabrina at her house. They're talking about their day, about her going to therapy. Sabrina brings up that she bumped into Karen at the hospital or the clinic. Danny's upset because she was like, she don't never tell us her business anyway. Sabrina was like, yeah, she's getting a paternity test. Danny jokes around. She was joking around with Sabrina about, yeah, that's what you get for freezing up your eggs or whatever. And that was pretty much it for them. That was their storyline. The majority of the episode was about Andy hating Gary, and of course Karen, Fatima, and Zach, pretty much. So without further ado, let's move on. I think we'll go ahead and move on to Hayden and Gary. So we're on to Hayden and Gary. So first things first, Gary links up with Tamara. Who didn't see that happening? Okay. She records them linking up. on a pen. So I don't know if it's a camera, but I don't understand how that's going to help her. I guess she's going to try to blackmail him, but he's the blackmailer of the blackmails. He blackmailed better than anybody else. But anywho, so I'm not sure how that's going to help her. Then also I don't know how that's going to help her with Hayden. So her and Hayden are she's trying to get in his good graces. Hayden meets up with Gary. Gary's making little uh, digs at him without him knowing. Gary has a passion mark on his neck, and Hayden's like, "Yeah, Tamara be doing that for me," and Gary's like, "Yeah, I know, because this is what your girl did to me." Um, Hayden and Gary plot to take Andy down because of this big time billionaire philanthropist woman, Mrs. Ellis, or Miss Willis, excuse me, meets Andy in the office. I'll go into detail with that when we get to Andy. But that was pretty much it with Gary and Hayden together. Okay, not much. Let's go on to Andy, shall we? To Andrea Bonds. Okay, so this is actually the start of the episode. So Andrea Bonds, Andy, was in her office, whatever, talking to one of her old classmates. He's giving her the dirt on Gary. She hasn't seen it yet. It's in a folder. He basically said, "This man is dangerous. Step away. Don't get near him. Get far away from him because he's a psychopath. He's crazy. He's back crack crazy." Okay. She said, "I am trying to get away from him." The guy was giving off vibes like they used to date or something. I don't know. That could just be me. But anywho, um, she's super ecstatic that she got some dirt on him. Not just that, he confirmed that the whole scandal with Jordan is a lie. It's not real. Now, here's my thing. Gary, you are really piss poor at putting dirt on people. Because how is it that people can find out that it's fake already? Like the scandal ain't even real. How you gonna pin something on somebody and people already know that it ain't real? That's neither here or there. So the friend leaves out. Fatima comes around the corner. She was like, "You have a visitor." And Andy's like, "I'm busy," or whatever. And Fatima's like, "Girl, you got a visitor. Like, you might be busy, but you don't want to be busy for this woman." Pretty much is what she's saying. You do not want to be busy for her. So Miss Marie Willis comes around the corner. She's like, "So you're too busy to speak to me?" Let me look at my notes. Miss Willis is basically a billionaire. Excuse me, billionaire philanthropist, like something like a Oprah, that I believe came there for a divorce, or to talk about a divorce from her husband that she's been with 15 years. Um, while she was there, she basically confirmed that she got a referral from Jordan. Jordan is such a great guy. She knows that he didn't do it. Another person that knew he didn't do it. She said because I could tell he's telling the truth when I look into his eyes, because I've been a liar for 15 years and I want to make sure my husband has had his fun. Now it's time to have mine, and I want to make sure he can't get none of my money. Not a red cent, not a dime, not a nickel, not a penny, not even the lint in between her pus that's wrapped around her butterscotch candy. Okay. So she tells Andy, "I didn't, Andy's like, "I could do that for you, blah, blah, blah." She's like, wait, I didn't hire you yet. I am old school, trust but verified. So I just wanted to see if you can be 2 steps ahead of anybody, because that's what I need, to always be 2 steps ahead. Can you handle it? Which was good advice, because Andy needs to be at least 1 step. We'll work up to the 2. Can we get at least 1 step up? Because this child be far behind. So uh, Aiden is nosy about who's in it. Like, he pops up being rude and ghetto or whatever. Fatima runs out there like, hey. Don't do that out here in the streets. And so he was like, what's going on? Excuse me. Why Andy got the door closed? Why is everything so secretive? Blah, blah, blah. Why I got to be patted down before coming into the office? Do they know who I am? I'm about to be senior partner. Who told you that? Ain't nobody told you. As many years this show been on, I have seen Hayden with one client. Well, take that back, two. Zach's baby mama, which she dropped her, and that's how Zach got full custody of the baby. And fake Tamara. So those cases didn't go nowhere. So you think you're gonna be senior manager or senior partner? Okay, that makes sense. So so anywho, makes no kind of sense. So he gets nosy and he wants to know about who is talking to Andy. And then he sees this Mrs. Ellis. Or Mrs. Willis. Mrs. Willis come out. He gives his best sales pitch like a best used car salesman. And you know what she says? I don't need the sales pitch. I'm not interested. I don't trust you. Peace out. So now he nervous. So this is where him and Gary's gonna come together and try to take her down. And Gary tells her, I know Miss Ellis. Well, I hope you got a good relationship with Miss Ellis, because if you don't, that's not gonna end good. Child. I don't understand his obsession with Andy. I think he just needs to leave Andy alone. Uh, Andy's excited. Andy goes sees Jordan. I still don't believe their chemistry. She kissing all over him. It looks fake. They look more like brother and sister. But pretty much in a nutshell, she goes see Jordan, tells him thank you for the referral. Um, Also that she confirmed from several people that the scandal was untrue, and he was like, you believe them over me. And yes, sir. Yeah. I'm going trust but verified is my term motto for 2024 and beyond. Trust but verify. I can trust you, but I'm going to verify. Um so uh, Andy talks to Fatima, because Fatima shows up where Zach is at the clinic. We'll get into that. To say that she got all this information and got proof that Gary set up the whole scandal and that she's going to confront him. Fatima's like, you ain't going to meet him by yourself. I'm going to come there with my blade, my bag, and my sneakers. She looked like Gina from Mrs. Trinidad episode of Martin. Okay? Came with a bag to fight. Gary shows up at Andy's penthouse. He's thinking it's a link session. He's like, yeah, you can't stay away from me. She was like, boy, stop. Laid everything out on the line. Well, laid some of the stuff out on the line on what was in the envelope. It says, leave Jordan alone. That she would destroy his life and her own life before she let him destroy Jordan's life. And that's beautiful. That's wonderful. You willing to do all of that, but you didn't trust that man. And you believe the words that were coming out of his mouth. But this how hard you're going to go for him? Okay, make it make sense. Now we're on to the piece of resistance. Did I say that right? I don't think I said that right. But anywho, on to Karen and her mangaload of drama. Okay, so we could add this in with Karen. It was a mediocre, non-factor scene. I didn't even understand it. Trey, UPS man, comes to the salon. Karen's not there. He talks to Pam. Pam does the whole, do you want to smell my poetic justice scene, which I don't understand what that's about. Aaron calls to check on Karen, but not to talk to Karen because he knew Karen wouldn't talk to him. Okay, I thought Aaron was done, but anywho, so Pam was like, "Hey, I need an investor for my Roach to Rags. What is this thing called? Roots to Riches hair care products." Okay, now let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. Okay, that was nothing. The meat and potatoes is Karen gonna get this blood test. Karen's getting the endometriosis. No, endometriosis. I forgot what it's called, but I had to get this years ago with my son because we didn't know how far along I was. That's another day and time, story time. Okay. Make a long story short, that's when they put a whole needle in there. They take fluid from the sac, and from there they can see exactly how developed are the lungs, um, and they could also get DNA from that. Okay, so and you whatever sac, I can't even think. I got my eyes closed because this is the part that irked me. She bumps into Sabrina. She tells Sabrina, but Sabrina didn't know ahead of time. You don't want nobody to know, but you want to go through this stuff by yourself and be stressed. Okay. Be that strong woman and stress yourself and lose your babies. And I do say babies because we're going to get into how she got more than one baby. Okay. This will irk me. So Zach comes there rushing. He late. He brought her food. That's beautiful. That's kind. He don't understand like the littlest things you do is making it an issue. Now you want to see here, oh, let me rid the belly. Zach Jr. I hope you don't have no hair like me. I hope you don't have no hair like you. Let me feel that baby girl. Let me feel that belly girl. And then you're going to wonder why this woman's catching feelings. Because you got her daggone whiplashing with your indecisiveness. So Fatima walks in, she walked in with the angry face. Karen and her go back and forth, they bicker, whatever, make a long story short, Fatima stays. Zach needs to get his blood drawn, he can't stand needles, so they both know that about him, so they joke around about that. Fatima's like, hey, I'm here to support you, so Zach and her go to the back where he gets the blood test. Karen goes in to see the doctor. And while she's waiting to see the doctor, pans to Zach and Fatima going back and forth about the needle. The nurse comes in to draw his blood. He's like, can you do something else? Like hair follicle, swab saliva. Like, why we got to do the drawing of the blood? Like, I got little veins. Please don't do it. She don't tie his arm. She do pop his arm like a heroin addict, but she doesn't draw his blood like believable. So it was so unbelievable. Like she just gonna stand there and jug it in his arm like this. If you was my nurse, I'd tell you get out and go back to school. So we go to Karen. This is what's starting to irk me about this writing. Every time Karen went to the doctor, they never saw two babies. This, when she getting the blood test done, that's when they see two babies. When you're pregnant with twins, your hormone levels are higher. So if they didn't even do an ultrasound, they would see your hormone level is ultra high, and they would try to figure out what it is. But now all of a sudden, she almost 9 months. Y'all figuring out that she's pregnant with twins, and if she's pregnant with twins, she might be small. But it was so stupid. So they moved the screen to her while they doing the ultrasound, and you can see it's two babies. She don't look up there and say, "Oh, it's two babies." It's not until the doctor turns back and goes, "Oh, oh, 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 oh." Karen's like, wait, what? What's going on? Pause for the cause. What's happening? Doctor proceeds to tell her, oh yeah, you're pregnant with twins. What? When's the last time you had an ultrasound? I just had it. Y'all are piss poor medical professionals, cause how y'all just seen, and them babies look like they're a good old 9 months. Them babies look like they're a good 13 pounds. Them look like toddlers in her stomach at this point. Then the doctor says, oh, not only are you pregnant with twins, they're in 2 different sacks. This is where that old school soap opera is coming from. You're going to be pregnant with twins in 2 separate sacks. And I bet you one's going to be Aaron and one's going to be Zach's. Who's writing this? Why are they doing this to us? My head hurt. When I saw that, I was like, so that's what we're doing? But that was it for Sistas. Y'all tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments at the bottom of the screen. And I will see you guys next week. Take care.